What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video, hit the notification bell as well. In this video, what I'm going to be talking about is the Ravens and what would be a successful season for the Ravens. I believe the title is something along the lines of, is this a Super Bowl or bust type of season for the Ravens? Because in my opinion, I really do think it is. But let's start at the bottom and let's talk about, what would you consider a successful season? For many teams, if you're in the rebuilding process, if you are a lower end team, that sounds like a horrible thing to say, but like if you're the Lions or if you're just a team that traditionally doesn't make the playoffs, making the playoffs is like a successful season. The Browns last year had a very successful season because they were just hoping to make the playoffs. And this isn't trying to take shots at them. Like, they had a successful season. They weren't expecting to win the Super Bowl or go to the AFC Championship game or go to the divisional round or anything like that. They were just hoping to make the playoffs. And that's what they did, and it was a successful season. But for the Ravens, would you consider last year a successful season? I would say no. And I know that the Ravens came out and, based on how far they got, they won that playoff game. It doesn't matter. The playoff game, winning the playoff game, yes, it's nice. It's nice to have under Lamar's belt. However, we wanted Lamar to win that playoff game for one reason, and it was because we wanted to shut up the critics about Lamar saying, oh, we can't win a playoff game. So it was nice for those reasons. It was successful in the aspect that was able to shut up that kind of idea that Lamar can't win in the playoffs. However, if you told me at the beginning of the season last year, disregarding the COVID and the pandemic things that happened during the season, you would have to look at it and be like, okay, we got to the divisional round and we lost to the Bills and we put up very, very, very few points. I would be like, what? No, that sucks. If it was something where it was like, all right, we beat the Chiefs in the playoffs and maybe we lost in the Super Bowl, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. We finally got past that Chiefs hurdle. But like, us just winning one wild card game, getting us to the exact same spot we were in the year prior. Remember, we had a bye week when Lamar lost to the Titans in 2019. Not just Lamar, obviously. You guys know what I mean. When the Ravens lost to the Titans in 2019, we had a bye week. So that makes it so that you don't have to play an extra game. We got just as far last year as we did the year before, and we got stopped in our tracks. That wouldn't be a successful season. That isn't improving. That isn't doing something new. Yeah, winning the playoff game is nice, but like, we didn't have to win that. Like, we basically got a free win when we get the bye round. That's what I count it as. Like, if you lead your team to the bye week in the playoffs, that's an absolutely successful in terms of victorious in the wild card round. So just getting the bye week and things like that, it's not as meaningful for me. And we're in a spot with Lamar Jackson where he is at the very end of his contract or getting very, very close to it. And so he's going to be able to get a lot of money. And props for Lamar. He's going to get what he deserves in terms of a massive, massive contract extension. Really hope it happens soon, but that's definitely another video and things like that. But overall, you look at what Lamar is working with right now. Very little money for him. However, that allows the Ravens to pay other players more money. That's why we're able to pay Calais, Brandon Williams, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters. All those guys were able to pay him money because Lamar's not making his money. So the window for making it easier to win a Super Bowl, think about it when recent teams have won Super Bowls. Obviously, the Buccaneers, Tom Brady is not making the money that he used to make. So it is cheaper, but he's not on a rookie deal. But, Tom Brady is the outlier. Tom Brady is one of the few quarterbacks ever that has won multiple Super Bowls not on cheap deals. One of the very few. You look at when Mahomes won his Super Bowl. Oh, rookie contract. Well, you look at when the Eagles won their Super Bowl. Yes, it was Nick Foles. It was the backup, but their starting quarterback, what was he on? A rookie contract. You look at when the Rams went to the Super Bowl. What was their quarterback making? Oh, Jared Goff was on a rookie contract. Being on that rookie contract allows your team to build up a better supporting cast. And for Lamar, This is the last couple of years. And so these years are Super Bowl or bust years, depending on if he gets his extension and it changes the amount of money in his 5th-year option. That's the only way that it could change. But this year is like the last year of like super, super cheap Lamar. We want that. We absolutely need to win a Super Bowl. And I'm not saying it's not possible for the Ravens to win a Super Bowl once Lamar gets extended. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it would be more difficult. So this is the final year of having the easiest route to winning the Super Bowl as possible, unless Lamar takes a very, very cheap deal relative for what he's worth. Like, unless he took a $20 million a year deal, the Ravens would not be in like a benefit situation. He's probably going to get $35 to $45 million. And that takes away from the $30 million that we could be paying elsewhere. So we are no longer going to be able to bring in free agent wide receivers, even guys like Sammy Watkins, who it's like, oh yeah, he's cheap. He's $5 million. We wouldn't be able to do that. We wouldn't be able to just bring in multiple offensive linemen in the offseason to improve that. We wouldn't be able to just re-sign pretty much any player that wants to re-sign with the Ravens. Like, that's what we've been doing with Lamar on his rookie deal. We've just been bringing in guys. We've been re-signing guys that deserve re-signings, like Matthew Judon. We even offered a contract to Matthew Judon, or reportedly. I think Matthew Judon was like, what? No, they never offered me that. But Jamison Hensley got into something and was like, no, yes, you did, or something like that. But overall, this is the last easy year for the Ravens to win a Super Bowl. And for that reason, this has to be a Super Bowl or bust season. If you don't win a Super Bowl with a superstar at quarterback on the cheapest deal you could ever have him on, that's a bust. You know, it's kind of the same situation that the Texans were in. Now the Texans are in a horribly different situation now with Deshaun Watson and allegations and things like that. But when they had Hopkins and things like that, it's like, you got to win now. You got to win early. Mahomes needs to win. That's why he was so massive that he got that first ring on that cheap deal, because you look at it now, and every time the Chiefs go into the offseason, it's like, oh, yeah, they have no money. How are they going to retain their players? You can't build up that level of roster when the guy's no longer on that rookie deal. Like, there's no way that they're going to be able to keep all of their players for the rest of Mahomes' 10-year contract. It's just not going to happen because he makes so much money. That's going to be the same problem that the Ravens are going to have with Lamar. And I'm going to compare it to something that doesn't compare perfectly well, but it's kind of like the same situation we had when we had Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, nowhere near the quarterback Lamar Jackson is. Never has been, never will be. However, the Ravens gave him a massive contract. He was the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. How were the Ravens doing when it came to bringing in free agents and paying people? Didn't they have to let a guy go named Zadarius Smith? They couldn't sign people. That was a massive issue. That's why not everybody. That's why so many people wanted Joe Flacco gone, including myself, was just because we're paying him so much money, and he's not the level of quarterback that it would take to just transcend an offense no matter what you're in to be able to win a Super Bowl on a cheap deal. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Peyton Manning. He's not, like Aaron Rodgers. He's not. It's not a knock against Joe Flacco. It's just that very few people are that level of ultimate, kind of quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson could become one of those guys. So that's why I'm saying, like, not winning a Super Bowl isn't like, doesn't mean it could never happen again, but this is just the best chance that the Ravens can have. This is probably the best roster that they've had going into a season, especially under Lamar Jackson. You look at the weapons they've added, you look at, the secondary and things like that. This is a good team, and you really need to try and win. So for me, absolutely, this is a Super Bowl or bust season. If we go to the Super Bowl and we lose, I'm not going to be satisfied. And if you told me before the year, like, oh yeah, we beat the Chiefs and we get to the Super Bowl, we unfortunately lose, I'd be like, no, I wouldn't take it. Because you getting to the Super Bowl and losing just means you're the first loser. You got to win the Super Bowl when you're a contending team. Otherwise, it's a bust season. But let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the Ravens having a Super Bowl or bust season or not. What would be a successful season in your opinion? For mine, the only way it's a successful season is if the Ravens win the Super Bowl. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.